From Plant Lab in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker News Live!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker News Live. My name is Car. I'm with Keyan and Teresa, who's telling us about the old days of Austin. Do you want to come talk about it? Do you want to come on and talk about it?
Do you want to tell a story on Stacker
Do you want to tell
News?
us a story on Stacker News?
I can vacate my seat. I don't know.
Think about what you want to say, and then we'll bring you on later in the show.
We'll have Teresa's segment.
We'll have a Teresa segment today. Stackers, we're listening to. You can't hear Teresa, but she's telling us about
The girl
all the great
from
things
the movie
about
with Keanu Reeves.
all that kind of stuff. Anyways,
What's her name? Sandra Bullock. Oh, cool.
you met Sandra Bullock? Is it true they call her Sandy? Okay, yeah, that's what
Do
I
you
heard.
call
too.
her Sandy?
I don't know her, but but I heard that all her friends call her Sandy. Cool. We're gonna jump into the top. If you have never seen Stacker News before, this is front page of Bitcoin.
This is a mistake. you should switch away immediately.
Okay. I guess to Keyan, it's a mistake. To me, it's one of my favorite things to do on a Friday afternoon is to talk to you, the Stackers. And we cover the top 5 stories of the week, the stuff that you voted on. I don't get to vote this stuff. Keyan doesn't get to vote this stuff. Sometimes he does.
Wait, we both vote this stuff. I mean, I
Do
vote
we though?
more than you.
Do we actually?
Because I spend
Look,
money.
I zapped. I zapped some stuff this week. Look at that.
I don't think Car has yet discovered that you can earn rewards by spending money on Stacker News.
No, look at all the zaps
Most
that I
people
do.
make more sats by
I zap
spending.
I zap the stuff I love. Anyway, Stackers, you do it your way. I do it my way. Keyan, how was your week?
My week was good. I have a beer now.
Yeah.
Didn't have a beer earlier in the week, but now I have one. And so that's
Yeah.
the quality
That's
of my
cool.
week. How was yours?
It was good. Very busy. Teresa's in town, going over all the Plug Lab stuff.
And Teresa knows
Top
a bunch
builder.
of celebrities.
Yeah, Teresa knows like all the.
She's a
she
Sandra.
knows Sandy.
She knows
She
Sandy.
knows Sandy Bullock.
Yeah. She doesn't even call her Sandra Bullock. She calls her
She
Sandy.
calls her Sandy.
Sandy Bully.
Sandy. Yeah, there you go. That's what she calls her. But yeah, we're gonna cover the top 5 stories of the week. And yeah, we're going to dive into it. Let's jump into it now. The first top story is, have you thought about when the internet goes offline? This is a privacy post from David W. December 26, 63 comments, 9,291 sats. Keyan, what is David talking about here?
Well, he's talking about, he's asking us to think about whether the internet goes offline because he's thinking about it too. And my answer to that question is not really. I probably haven't thought about it enough. I'm unfortunately like not as prepared as I'd like to be under most scenarios. He also has like a quiz at the bottom where you can kind of measure your preparedness on a scale of 0 to 30. And I'm closer to 0 than I am to 30. I do not like a lot of these things seem like they're very reasonable things to do.
Oh, he got the idea from the Whitney Webb one? I still need to watch that, dude. I haven't seen this yet.
I don't know if he got the idea from Whitney Webb, but she certainly would inspire the doomscape forecasting.
There's a fight being had right now about the future of Bitcoin, and you have to decide which side you're on. Speak of truth, man.
Which side are you on, Car?
Freedom side, baby. Freedom side.
Is that the side that is prepared for the internet going out?
I don't know. I've been talking about, I wanted to do a whole mesh thing from here to the Commons. It's just, we haven't gotten around to it, but I do think it's important. Dude, how easy would it be to do a Starlink from the roof? And then we have a mesh network.
Could Stacker News survive if we only have a mesh network to the Bitcoin Commons? Unchained has like hundreds of employees. So maybe Stacker News community could survive.
I was thinking more that we have a place where we can send zaps and transact with each other still, but maybe because we talk about these scenarios, right? And everybody's like, well, maybe you wouldn't think about that in that scenario. The first thing you'd be thinking about is like, and you go into like the bullets, guns, and food and all that kind of stuff. So who knows?
Like
man.
that stuff's not important.
It is, but then it goes to that and what can you barter and trade with, right? It goes into that kind of scenario.
Guns and bullets would probably be, but there's an interesting.
But everybody has guns and bullets in Texas, though. That would be the default. You probably have more of that than anything, than like beef or water. I would say water.
Not in Austin.
Would be more.
I would guess there's a lot of people without guns in Austin. They probably want your gun.
Dude.
They trade.
I feel like there's less water reservoirs in Austin. Because remember when the snow thing? You were here for the snow thing, right? Or no?
I was. My water heater burst.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a tank of water I didn't have after it burst. So
Should be stacking Waterloos.
I don't know if that's like
That was
the
a
best
joke.
way.
That was a joke. I
You
know.
shower yourself with Waterloos, flush your
Sparkling
toilet
water.
with Waterloos. There's a good comment in the comment thread from Justin of Shock Wallet.
Oh yeah,
or
nice.
maybe they're Shock. They're called ShockNet, but he talks specifically about water. He says like water is the number one thing everyone is likely not prepared enough for, and he himself considers himself like quite prepared. But he said he had an outage recently for 6 days, and it was a struggle to get enough water from his well, considering he needed to pump it out, and he only had so much diesel on hand.
Do you have a water tank in your backyard or no?
I have like a water thing. I have like a container of water, but I don't have. It is not sufficient to last more than a few days. So I'm not.
You're not prepared.
I'm not prepared. I'm gonna have to barter.
You have to barter your bullets.
My bullets. I don't know what I'll end up having to sell. Maybe I should take better care of myself.
Those yellow hats, I think. You got David W. underneath him. He says, well said, bit embarrassed. This wasn't a point in its own right above. Water, I presume, was the thing you found most difficult during those 6 days. Justin said, it's in our nature to take the simplest things for granted. Wow. Water was upstream of my biggest issue, so it's fair to say yes. Yeah. Water, bro.
That is
water.
That is a wild. I wonder what he does for ShockNet and like lightning video and stuff when it goes down, when the internet goes down for 6 days.
I don't know.
Be an interesting
Good
question for him.
Zap him.
I didn't know he was like that, living that remotely. It's something I dream about, but then I like the practicalities of it and feeling so far away from people.
We got T and Stacker. He says, because of this possibility, I am not a maxi. Whoa. I stack precious metal and emergency amounts of cash in 2 physical locations, separated by a 5-hour drive. I keep transactional amounts of metal, 1/10 ounce gold coins, small, well-recognized silver bars, plus cash in my go bag. In my go bag. Keyan, what's in your go bag?
Skittles. Lots of Skittles. And what else do I have in there?
People have go bags.
You know.
Teresa, you have a go bag? What's in your go bag? You can't tell me. It's girl stuff. So there you go.
I have COVID vaccine with Skittles in my go bag.
There's some good stuff here.
I'm not. I don't think about this type of disaster. I more so think about what happens a few days after the disaster, and that seems a lot more scary to me.
Look what HR4BTC said. He said, radio will be key. For more info, go to my territory. Shilling the territories. What is this one? Radio as in radio frequencies. Ah, it's a good way to show your territory, man. All right, cool. Check it out, Stackers. It was a good post. David W., legend.
Another banger from David.
Yeah. The next top story is, here's why there are deep incentives for a Bitcoin fork with the Ordinals people. This is a Bitcoin post, December 24th, from a Jimmy Song, 47 comments, 10,400 sats. Baby boy. Keyan, what is this? What is Jimmy saying here?
Well, Jimmy is arguing that most of what's going on with Ordinals and inscriptions and BRC20 is VC funded. And at some point, the VCs who are funding Ordinals and the like will eventually demand higher revenues. And because they're paying a lot of money for on-chain fees right now, that they might, their VCs who are assumed to have a lot of control over their decision-making might choose to, or might instruct them to spin up a hard fork of Bitcoin and make that hard fork, maybe have larger blocks, have reduced costs in some way, maybe make NFTs in general cheaper. I mean, I don't know of any Ordinals people talking about forking, but maybe Jimmy is using incentives, I think, to forecast a little bit, and perhaps we'll see it come soon especially if fees get even worse.
You got Siggy47 in the comments says, you are painting a grim picture. Can you give a little more detail about the extent of VC funding ? And then Ezekias came in, said, created a post in Oracle for this prediction now. Shilling the territory, stackers. I don't know what post that was supposed to go to.
Got to make them profitable.
And then Tamales said, presumably the companies selling software around this are VC funded, which has nothing to do with the people paying for
I don't think his name is Tamales.
Yeah, I've been calling him that from the beginning. That's never going to change. Level 99 Slacker said, I'm starting to feel like I'm helping to fund this poo-poo by subscribing to Bitcoin Magazine and going to the Bitcoin conference. Haven't renewed my Bitcoin Magazine subscription. Not sure if I will. Stackers are
Level 99 Stacker is a proud owner of a Stacker News hat, by the way.
Oh, there you go. So we got Cleaning Up 12 says, amazing how the Zap integration is so different here than on Nostr. SN devs made it so easy to zap here. I don't know what that has to do with the thing. Yeah. And then got Zez the Mister says, I think you are right, Jimmy. I think Udi is channeling Ver here. I think he means Roger Ver, maybe. My own personal dissonance over this issue feels very much like last time. My observation of the dialogue between players seems to rhyme with history. We have seen all this before and we will see it again. Best of luck to the miners. I don't know, man. I think I've said this multiple times. I think there's just new type of Bitcoiners that are coming in right now. I think a lot of them see the previous people here and they're not interested in that and they're trying to do their own thing. And I think that's what's going on.
Do you think there'll be a hard fork?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I would suspect, just knowing Jimmy, that he's been around for a really long time. So he's seen kind of like what that last comment says about history rhymes. So maybe he's seen the tea leaves. It's kind of playing out the same way that he's seen it before. I would imagine that's what he's channeling here.
Interesting. Another angle on this is Jimmy has incentives to encourage them.
Why?
I mean, as a Bitcoin holder,
What do you say that for?
Every Bitcoin fork is like a dividend to a Bitcoiner.
Interesting.
So, speaking of incentives, that might be one angle on this. I don't think that's what he's doing. It doesn't really fit with his style, but
nah, he seems more of a guy that's like seen it before and just kind of tell the stackers, be careful.
Be careful, stackers.
Cool. That was a good post. The next top story is Bitcoin fees, a worrying trend. This is from a Figit, December 28th. Bitcoin post, 88 comments, 3,037 stats. What is this, Keyan?
Yeah. Well, he's commenting on the fee environment, which is, pretty much at all-time highs. And it's not looking like it's going to come down anytime soon. It seems like we can expect more of these BRC20 tokens, more of the inscriptions and, other shenanigans. So we're probably going to continue to be in this environment, but he's complaining that he can't pay Molvad for his VPN because they accept on-chain.
They don't have Lightning.
Yeah. But there's a VPN.
I thought there was LMVPN. Wasn't there like an LMVPN?
There is a short-term use VPN that you can pay with Lightning. I think TunnelSats is one. There's another one
Isn't there like a Proton? Bitcoin company has Visa cards you can get, couldn't you?
You could probably use Bitcoin company. There's also VPN.sovereign.engineering run by, I believe, Dong. His last name is Dong. He's a core contributor who runs VPN.sovereign.engineering, which allows you to buy Molvad vouchers using Lightning.
I remember that one. That was a post, wasn't that?
Well, he also is coming out with his a new VPN. I forget the name of it.
Is it in the comments? Did somebody post it in the comments?
Someone posted the Sovereign VPN in there somewhere. I saw it in there.
Yeah, keep going. Oh.
Yeah, I forget the exact name. I remember there was something like an octopus.
VPN server. This one.
Yeah.
So this is the one you're talking about.
That's the one I'm talking about, but he has a new one.
Oh, top up Molvat VPN using Lightning. Oh, there you go.
And it might be a swap. I don't know, but it might also be a voucher. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's, Lightning is the alternative, but Lightning is still getting built out right now. So
yeah.
Maybe that's.
I think I had on Mitch on the pod 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was saying, $50 transaction fees. So it's coming.
That's what he expects them to be.
Yeah.
That's what his forecast.
It's coming. Yeah.
Okay,
Get
we're
ready.
almost there already.
We're almost there. So 20.
Well, that's good that it doesn't get much worse, according to Mitch. But it could get much worse. Couldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a bunch of, if like everyone on chain is like mostly a sailor type, like they don't care about $50.
Freight carriers.
Dude, I bet sailor.
I mean, it's going there everywhere. Everybody thought, right? Everybody's like, oh, this is the freight. This is the ocean liners. And then Lightning's the FedEx? No, that's a different analogy.
It is, isn't it? I think it's
trying
more
to
like,
think like what, how'd they describe it?
oh, I don't know. I think it.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know someone who, Max Webster likes the analogy of railroads.
Oh, he's calling on-chain railroads?
Yeah, on-chain is like railroads, and then
What's
Lightning is maybe like cars.
I can get behind that. What's Liquid then?
Liquid is flying cars.
Massive shill, Keyan.
Well, I don't. I mean,
that was a joke from last week's episode.
but that was. But it's not. Flying cars don't exist. That's
wow,
my joke.
Shots fired. We got Kit. Top comment says, buy MOLVAT vouchers here. Using Lightning, the fees will pass. Necessity breeds creativity. Wow. That's interesting. Orthworm can confirm this works. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Love to see it. Next top story is how to change culture. This is from a Coob. Is this you?
I don't know.
32 comments, 10,000 stats. December. Oh, it's a Christmas post from, in the culture. Yeah. What is this, Keyan? What are you talking about
In the
here?
culture territory, I was having a conversation with a friend who kept asking this question to me. I think it was like 3 times in a conversation I was having with them, and they kept saying, but how to change? Like I would present problems, and they're like, well, that's a cultural problem. How do you change culture? And they said it so many times that I couldn't stop thinking about it. And so I actually don't know. I don't actually have a good framework for thinking through it. I know, having read a number of like sales and marketing books and things, they tend to bring up cultural change in an effort to help you understand how you might make that happen. But I don't know. So this is it actually took me a long time.
Were you trying to implement this into Stacker News? Is that what you're trying to say? Or when I saw this post, I was like, is he talking about trying to change the culture in Stacker News?
No, I do talk about Stacker News here, but that's because people think that Stacker News might be some effort to change social media culture. And I don't necessarily, maybe I do intend to change social media culture, but it's not change it it's mostly to revert it back to like in-person real life culture. And so I don't see it as much changing as like healing it.
I remember you always saying that you wanted to recreate the, what'd you say it was? The something commons or something. I forget what you used to say. What was that saying that you used to say?
I mean, I've said a variety of things about the commons, but it's make a functioning digital commons is more or less.
Yeah, I could get behind that. So yeah, what did the stacker say? Let's look.
A lot of things.
Wow.
A lot of
Dang,
great.
David W.
Yeah.
I don't have any evidence, but my gut tells me that this perhaps occurs due to monetary market incentives as well as being able to hijack or bootstrap on top of another community or trend. And so once an idea or behavior picks up steam, it spreads because of businesses scaling and following their own self-interest. Otherwise, there's a danger it reaches a crescendo too early and fizzles out without reaching a critical mass outside of that particular niche. Standing desks became common because they rode the wave of remote revolution. B-polling became a trend recently, riding the environmental movement. Protein powder became the commonplace because businesses wanted a use for a waste product. In the dairy industry, perhaps minimalist footwear has got critical mass. Trends usually need a pathway that already exists, is in a growth phase. And then he goes underneath and says some more stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on a post right now. And I was telling you about it yesterday, but there's this lady who did some amazing design for I think it was in the 80s or the 70s. And I forget her name. I'm writing about it right now, but
her name's Cheryl.
Oh, how did you know that?
Oh, I don't.
Actually, I have it here somewhere. I think I closed the tab, but anyway, long story short. So she was able to get an opportunity to start making this stuff in the real world. Where I don't know if you've ever been like to New York and you see like the way the Met is and like the Opera House, and like that was all her design. Like she was the one that created that design. But she said it was really fascinating. She said that the reason she had that opportunity is because she had no idea what she was doing. So she was able to create in this environment that somebody just gave her an opportunity. And she thinks that you can only create freely when you don't know what you're doing. And so to go back to the culture thing, she was able to change culture because everybody literally started copying her design and stuff. And now when you look at the bombastic kind of look that she has, it's all over everywhere. And they use it for any of the plays and stuff like that. So I think
that's cool.
That's an interesting way of thinking about it too, is sometimes you just got to go out there and do it, be so exceptional and different than everybody else. And then the culture will shift that way.
I think people who are interested in answering this question though, aren't satisfied with the answer of, you just do stuff and then it will eventually change. A lot of people who I've had this type of conversation with, where they want to make real meaningful change, they are unsatisfied when you say, well, I think you can start here and it might turn into change. What they want is like a pretty well-defined path. And maybe it's possible to think through it. I just personally can't. So that's why I'm kind of I don't want to say that word, but I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Yeah. I mean, it's a really interesting problem. So I actually don't discount. I think regardless of whether it's achievable or not, I think it's worthy. It's like a worthy thought experiment.
I think inspiration, right? Maybe if you want to look at it more from a practical standpoint, is like, are you inspiring the next person and the next person and the next person? Then that's change, right? Like, I don't know how else do you get into like a practical,
but there are still
answer.
You might be doing inspirational things here, but people are still like homeless on the streets in Austin, right? So like,
oh, you mean like that kind of cultural change?
Well, I mean any like significant. What I mean is like, unscoped, like very, very large and meaningful change, like really switch, change culture from, white to black, or in terms of race.
I think you're talking about like
blue to
yeah.
orange.
I think you're talking about like big old, to go back to the Freightliners thing. I think that can only happen over generations. And I think we have like this big old shipping. What do you call those things? They're like these big shipping container.
But haven't there been faster changes?
But they're incremental. They're like this, it's like moving the Titanic. It's like, why did it hit the rock?
This is what I mean is like, that's why this is mostly questions and not anything, is because I don't actually have any frame of reference for thinking about this. And I don't think, I don't have any like ability, confidence in saying, oh, it takes a long time. Cause I actually don't know. There are probably instances where it happens really fast. And
yeah, I think you're asking hard questions.
That's what I want. That's sort of the whole point. I sat down to write this and I thought I was going to say something important.
But you had
nothing to say. All it was questions.
I think David Ellie had a pretty good response there.
He did have a good response. He doesn't answer the question exactly, but he similarly has like,
but you're talking about like going from, I think that takes time, man.
I know you think it takes time. This is the point, is like, it doesn't matter what our thoughts are, because we don't know. Like the point is culture can be studied. There's like a long history of
philosophy,
not philosophy, but history of culture is a thing.
You know who I feel like could answer this question?
Anthropology.
Who's already answered it probably? I bet you Jordan Peterson has already answered this question. I bet you if you looked online and typed in Jordan Peterson culture, he's like it's been answered.
Well,
Sackers, do the work. Let me know in the comments.
Jordan Peterson,
thousand sats.
This question isn't easy. That's the point.
The next top story is high fee rates help node runners make better decisions. This is a lightning post 10 hours ago from a C Auto. 7 comments, 3,330 cents. What's this, Keyan?
Oh, it's a really good post by C Auto. He runs a really popular node and well-ranked node.
Zap. Look at that hair. Zap him.
Beautiful helmet he's got. But gosh, what was I? Yeah, he runs a really fantastic Lightning node. He's been in it since the very beginning and runs it, with the purpose of running it well and making money from it. And so he's a great person to follow. I follow him on Twitter. I've been following him on Twitter for a long time. Anyway, he's talking about the high fee environment and some of the weird stuff he's seeing because he watches his node quite well, and he's seeing pretty bizarre things. He's like, yeah, everyone's talking about like forced closes and how, those incur very large fees. But he's like, I'm even seeing weird stuff where people are doing cooperative closes, and because they're not managing their node well, I propose a reasonably priced cooperative close, and they counter, even though they're paying for the cooperative close, they counter with a higher one. So he's basically saying there are a lot of lazy node runners who are likely going to get kind of cold during this high fee environment, and he thinks ultimately will be better for the Lightning Network and improve reliability of payments. It's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah, we got a node runner here saying, my only disagreement comes from forced closures due to issues in Lightning implementations, not agreeing on a fair fee rate in quotations. These are expensive bugs whose costs are suffered by the node runners to near no fault of their own. A massive expense occurs only due to higher fees in the base layer. The difference in how that propagates to the Lightning node compared to their peer. The fix, of course, is to improve the implementations and how they come to an agreed upon base chain fee. This clouds whatever benefits having higher fees on the base layer may prove in giving a clearer market of opening and closing channels, node runners tuning their setup with settings. Do you agree with that?
I don't like it when people read to me, so I was kind of
sorry. Stackers love it at home.
It was like a bedtime story for me.
Oh, okay. I try to change my voice so that way the stackers know, hey, Car's reading.
It's very soothing. It's
I do.
I'd love to hear that on the phone as I'm falling asleep.
Oh, I can make that happen. Got Coob. Yeah, that seems likely. Improvement usually results from a response to a challenge. I like that.
You don't agree? Well, that was like
a standard Coob answer.
Oh, okay.
I get behind that.
Oh, look at I got some stats.
I know. Can down zap that. No, I'm just kidding. Can I down zap you?
Yeah, you can go.
Oh, I could totally down zap you.
Yeah, you could
down zap you the 21 sats I just gave you. Go back down.
But that just costs you more money.
They just cost you more money.
You can't
Wait,
take money.
I can't take it back?
No, that would be.
If I zap you, I can't take it back.
But what if they withdrew it in the moment between you deciding? What am I saying? Is Stacker News going to pay for your indecisiveness?
Well, this seems like an improvement. Usually results in just getting a challenge. See how that.
It's a bad challenge.
Okay, cool. The final top story. The final top story.
Oh, no, this is a meta.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a top 5 story. Stackers. Promise I'll get better. We're going to jump into the meta. This is a meta post from Elvis Mercury, December 28th, 57 comments, 15,000 sats, an experiment in kilo-zapping. What's kilo-zapping?
Oh, it's like a cool way of saying he's going to zap 1,000 sats at a time.
Oh, wow. Is this where we're moving into metric? Tons? What are we doing here? Dropping kilos?
Well, I think it's just, it's very it's like relatively scientific. If the United States were smart, we would adopt a metric, I think is what.
Wow.
Implied in there, you're right, is a little bit of like a lack of American exceptionalism. But he's saying kilo-zapping.
Wow.
And so he said I
get behind this.
For the whole month of January, when he zaps, he is going to zap, or they are going to zap 1,000 sats.
There you go. Yeah, 1,000 sats for me. Gosh. Spending all my sats.
You get them back. If you
zap
this
episode,
stuff,
I'm saying so
you get them back. Usually. Most cases.
So what does he expect to happen from this? Other than saying you're just kilo-zapping people? It's
an experiment for them. They're like trying to figure out, what the consequences of it are. Will it lead to improved discourse with him? Will he have better engagement?
Cut and Discipline says, make me an SN millionaire. I'll start kilo-zapping too.
He was made into an SN millionaire in that very.
Do you think you'll get to a point where everybody becomes a SAP millionaire on Stacker News?
I mean, it's growing. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
You're a SAP millionaire.
See, we can go into top stackers.
And then people will just be
forever
injecting their SAP parachutes.
Let's see. We have nearly 10. We have nearly 10 SAP millionaires on Stacker News already.
Wow.
It's a bit of a power law. So, Siggy is almost stacked 7. He's almost stacked as much as I have.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Great post. Great meta post. Keep them coming. Is the meta, is there its own territory now, or wait, how do I get to
Meta is its own territory. What are you
how do
trying
I
to do?
get to meta? Oh, it is its own territory.
It is.
Is it y'all's territory? It's your territory.
I founded the Meta back.
Okay, so it's
a
all
long
so it's
time
just
ago.
meta stuff. Oh yeah, because this is where we post SNL on every week.
Yes.
It's a meta, right?
So
Do I post it in there?
Someone
I feel
else-
like I do. Yeah, I do.
It should be posted there.
Okay,
I mean, it's
cool.
hard to find it now. There's like 100 territories.
Look at all these territories.
It's
So
ridiculous.
Anyways, we'll talk about that later in the show. Your top story is this one, the Welcome to Agoria, the SNP2P marketplace.
It's Agora, I think, right?
Agora, I'm sorry.
Agoria sounds like something,
Planet,
somewhere where blue aliens live.
I can see that.
And James Cameron tells a story about the environment
Yeah.
there. Mo, who has been a stacker for quite a while.
Oh, has he really?
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, no, that's not that long.
That's pretty long. That's like that's about half the, or like above
That's when
3
I
minutes.
made my second account. Yeah, that's right when I made my second account.
Which was when? Time-wise?
Around the same time. This is my first account. It's
Lock in that low item number.
lock in the low item.
Anyway, Mo has been on the site for a while, and they started this Agora territory, and so they've done quite a bit of thought around like structuring it and how it might work within the confines of Stacker News's limitations. And so they have a bunch of like links to allow you to post things for sale and post things for buying, post a variety of things. I'm watching it very closely because I'm very interested in seeing what, like, even I talked to Mo a little bit about this, and I was like, I'm really impressed with like all the thought you've put into this. And they were like, yeah, I'm just trying out whatever sticks. Can you stop nodding your head?
Dude, you're saying everything I told you when I walked in on Tuesday. It was like, did you see what happened yesterday?
Are you saying that I don't have my own thoughts?
No,
I need my thoughts to come from you.
No, I'm just saying that I was thinking the same thing you were thinking. When I saw this, I was like shocked.
It's just like super.
It was like
distracting
shocking.
when you're like nodding the whole time.
Because I'm just like, I was like, yes, get to the point. Because yes, it's for me. Let me talk it up.
Yeah, you can. It's your
Dude, it's mind blowing. This is insane, dude. This is either going to turn out really good, Keyan, or really bad. Like, we're experimenting, baby. We're experimenting. But like, yeah, dude, this is going to, he's right. This is going to shake the SN universe. Like I don't think people understand what this is.
It's very early.
I haven't gotten this excited since the territories launch.
which was a week ago. To be
Yeah.
fair,
And that's in a week, Keyan. What happens in a month?
but I don't know.
And then what happens in 6 in a year? That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think people realize, like, if the trend keeps going in this direction, like, what happens to Stacker News? It's insane to think, man.
I don't know.
Sorry, Rook. I don't mean to throw even more stress on you. But, dude, when I saw it, it was just like unbelievable. For the stackers at home that understand what's going on here, this guy has created a marketplace on Stacker News. But it's unlike anything that you would think would result in a stacker post or stacker news. It doesn't make any sense why it would be on here, but then it kind of does. Because there's already a community here, and it makes me rethink the whole Nostra thing. It's like they're doing the same thing over there, but there's no reason why they couldn't cross post and work in the same type of framework. So it's really fascinating to see how it's going to play out because it's still early days. But the fact that a stacker came up with this, it didn't come from Keyan's brain.
No,
That's the most shocking thing for me. That's the shocking thing is a stacker came up with this.
That's what I mean. That's what's
Because
cool.
of the platform that it is.
That's what I'm excited about.
What happens then with the next stacker who comes up with another thing? And we were just looking at it as like real estate on the internet. That's how I looked at it. It was like, oh, but stackers are thinking different, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens in the Agora territory and see if we can support marketplace, like more native marketplace features like escrow, messaging centered around, communication with a buyer and seller that is encrypted, that even we can't read, and things like that. Those are all things that we've been thinking about, but we just haven't been able to prioritize them. So it's cool to see them get experimented before I have to sit down and try to figure out what it should look like.
The other thing I would say is this is why it's so important to focus on the users. Focus on the users. What do the users want, Keyan? What do they want? Focus on the users.
Am I your child? What was
No,
that?
but I'm saying that's what you did. You focused on the users. You gave them what they wanted. And that's what you preach to me. That's what you preach to everybody.
Well, it's like the easiest thing to say.
It's the easiest thing to do though, right? Or why isn't it not?
Because they often want you to do something hard that you don't want, you would rather do whatever you want. Like say you're like, let's say you're a dancer and someone tells you they want you to sing during your performances. That's not what you want to hear. And so what you'll do is you'll just dance harder.
Come up with new moves and moonwalk.
Yeah, but instead maybe you should get a singing coach and some backup singers maybe if you're not good enough to hold your own. You know?
Anyways, cool post. I was blown away, shocked by it. I think we'll look back a year from now, Keyan, we're gonna be like, oh crap. I think. But
maybe.
I'm always bullish.
We'll see.
My top story is JB55. This will likely be the last year of Damus. This is from Ezekias, December 28th, Nostr post, 60 comments, 4,111 sats. I want to bring this up because no one's talking about it, which is questionable at best.
Questionable.
Who
are you questioning?
Just why isn't anybody talking about it? This is important. Like Damus is an important open source project.
It was like the first major Nostr client.
And I think we need to shed light on it. But he had this post on a day ago. He said, this will likely be the last year of Damus. We'll try my best to make this thing sustainable, but Nostr clients don't make money. And once funding runs dry, it's over, because I can only burn saving for so long. Glad I was able to help pay a small part in this, regardless of what happens. Going to give it my all next year and try to keep the dream alive. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Deuces. And then everybody chimed in, and it was just line after line. I think even Nout was there. Looking out, Nout. I think it's useful to talk about the skills and tools that are needed. But yeah, what did you read the post? I know we talked about it yesterday briefly in the lab, but
I mean, I read JB's post. I didn't read all the comments in the post. I think he's just trying to set his tone for the next year, and he expressly doesn't say that he expects Damus to not be able to continue. He just says that, if things continue the way they are, then he can't. I don't.
Yeah, so we have, I think, how do you pronounce his name? Is it?
Middle John?
Yeah, he said Nostr wouldn't be where it is without Damus. If this project were to get phased out, that would be a massive blow to Nostr. Speaking strictly from Primal's perspective, we need projects like Damus to be successful if we are to make a credible argument that Nostr is different from legacy platforms. Users need to have many good choices of clients and services. 1 year is a long time in Nostr terms. That's true. And I'm optimistic that Will and the team will figure this out. But when Damus and other projects introduce paid tiers, please consider the bigger picture when deciding whether to sign up. Won't be making a decision just for yourself. At this early stage, your support might help some projects survive as well as change the trajectory of
hinting
Nostr
to
itself.
Primal having paid tiers. That's what I'm wondering. That'll be interesting.
I think he's just saying that, like, if you see something out there and you like it, support it. Like, it's just the same DIY ethos that I think a lot of us as Bitcoiners, can get behind.
I mean, I personally think if Will
got Oscar too. He says his Damus Purple premium subscription still in the works. And then everybody's begging Jack for more money for him. But yeah. Stackers, you said one. I didn't know you had the top one. You had the top one here on Stacker. You said, I have more faith in Will than he does. If he wants it to work, he will find a way. If he needs help, he's too famous not to get the help he needs. Browsers didn't make money once. What is this?
It's Mozilla's
hopefully this doesn't crash the stream.
Earnings report.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, they made like $500 million in revenue in 2020. So like browsers were thought to be like non-monetizable.
Back in the Andreessen days or what?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But they are. If you have people that are using a product there is something you can sell either to them or to people who would like them to be using their software.
That's why it's such a low time preference game, man. Just got to stick around. Just got to be in the game, and you just need more time to figure it out.
Oh, I mean, I think you can figure it out. I mean, I think there is a lot of opportunity to make money on Nostr, where you're not doing paid tiers, and it doesn't require more or less, charity. I don't know the exact answer, but I'm pretty sure there are lots of things there. That's one of the benefits of building on something like Nostr. There's a lot of pain. It's early, so there's a lot of pain for people while they're using it. Just like with Bitcoin, how do you self-custody it? What came out of that pain? A lot of hardware wallets, and those hardware wallet companies are like, just killing it. So I think similarly, there are areas like that in Nostr. You just have to spend time thinking about it. It requires, as I said in like some follow-on comments, it requires as much creativity to create a business, like a business model, as it does to create the business itself
or the product. Yeah. I would say definitely reach out to Coob. Will. He'll help you out.
I mean, I don't think he needs my help. He probably has.
Oh,
he has people
it.
like Jack who's been through, some real stuff.
Can Jack really help him though, other than money? Let's be honest, man.
I don't know. He could help him get a nose ring. Probably teach him how to surf.
I mean, I think he can help him once he gets to like a certain level, I would imagine. Like, once he gets it to like the next level that it needs to be where Twitter was at. Like, I could think he'd definitely help him there. Maybe he could integrate it into Cash App, whatever.
I think he probably has so much he knows, dude.
I think so too, but he's not out there talking about it.
Yeah, but
the guy's too busy, dude. Come on.
I don't think he's that busy. I mean, I think he's gotten to the point where he probably has more time.
You think?
Yeah. No? You don't think?
I don't think so. With Cash App, Tidal, Square.
But they've all gone public. He probably has really competent people running all of them.
4 or 5 things. 7 things.
I think those are Jay-Z is running Tidal, right?
Jay-Z's running Tidal. No wonder.
Imagine.
No wonder no one uses
it. In Costa Rica, it probably has probably has something like Pleb Lab. It probably has him, Jay-Z.
That's true.
Probably Beyonce's there with the kids.
Where's the invite, Jack? I want to go to Costa Rica.
Probably, the rest of Destiny's Child.
Okay, now we're veering off.
They're maybe doing the office management.
Okay, my next top story. That was cool. That was a great thing. I want to show this one. This one's good. This one's a good post. Odell was kind enough to come on the pod. Really shared a lot of interesting stuff about how he thinks through investing and open source grants and stuff like that. So definitely check it out. I think it's worth that one. And then also wanted to share Ben Woosley, who no one zapped. Look at this. No one zapped.
I didn't even know Woosley was on Stacker News. Cool.
Look, he's on Stacker News. That's him right there.
I didn't
zap him.
The brain mass.
Zap him.
I didn't sense his brain mass.
And then, this one, he talks about like all the Argentina stuff. Bitcoin Plus. He talks about that, which is happening next month or 2 months from now.
Is he familiar with Argentina?
Yeah, dude, listen to the pod. Look at them. Did you know he had 144 commits? Bitcoin Core.
No way. I didn't know he was contributing to Core.
Get into it all. Anyways.
Dude, I should read up on Woosley.
Yeah, read up on Woosley.
Or listen to your podcast.
Listen to the podcast. Now we're going to jump into the top stackers of the week. This is my favorite segment. Did you know that, Keyan?
No, because you mostly only communicate things. This
is my favorite segment, actually. It's the top stackers. Who do we got?
Well, Siggy, usually at the top, continues to stay at the top.
Siggy's going to be the first.
He's got a horse in his.
Going to get up first Bitcoin. Watch.
David, climbing the ranks, doing a great job.
David's doing a great job. He came in hot, right? Didn't he come in hot?
Yeah, he hasn't been. Oh no, he's been around for a long time. He just only started posting pretty recently. So
look, he's already almost close to Sat Millionaire.
Yeah, or a lot more recently.
Yeah.
He actually has quite a few interactions. I've actually subscribed to David recently. So I'm getting like all of his content, which is nice. We were also Satoshi, who implemented subscription features.
Really?
Yeah. They were an open source contributor for a while. They've since gotten kind of busy.
Zap him. Might as well zap him.
Zap.
Might as well zap.
Don't hit me with your bolts.
Dude, he's posting a lot.
Yeah.
EK for short.
EK's at it. He's killing it right now. He did. We have some cool stuff that we're going to release soon that he's working on. Undisciplined, Grey Ruby, Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at all these stacks.
Scoresby. There you go. Boom. Zap him. Zap Scoresby.
Zap.
Talent.
Car doesn't have to die. He like puts it right over my head. He like wants me to be collateral damage.
Yeah. Get collateral damage from the zapping. Maybe zapping gives this where you get all the brain power.
Who would you replace me with if I died from a zap during this podcast?
Like audible, you mean? Like I audible somebody in? Probably Topher. I'd be like, Topher, come on.
Well, not during this specific podcast, but
you mean like
for the rest?
I think we just stop Stacker News at that point. I think.
Really? You're a quitter, dude.
That's not good. You want me to continue on even after your death?
Dude,
I think it's kind of like Led Zeppelin, bro. Like they didn't continue on. Like they lost Bonham and that was it.
Bono is also
John Bonham. He's the drummer. They lost him in a car accident, actually. And then after that, they would never play. I think they played with his son. So maybe if you had a son, then I'd probably do it with your son.
Okay.
Once he grew up, then it'd be like an old man with your son, Keyan Jr.
This is all awkward.
Anyways, why are we talking about this? Now let's get into the most boring segment and Bitcoin. The most boring segment. This is when people drop off. I was looking at the YouTube. And right when it gets to the Cowboy segment, everybody falls off.
It's probably
it's the most boring thing. Look how everybody's walking away.
They love this.
Look, they're all walking away.
I think you're actually misinterpreting the YouTube graph, and they
no, because once it gets here, everybody's like, I don't want to listen to these guys anymore. They already gave me the top 5. Let's get out of here.
Like it so much.
Yeah. Anyways, most boring segment, Bitcoin Cowboy segment.
Cowboys haven't changed much. Ben is still keeping his hat. I think there might have been one person who might have dropped off, though. I thought Ben was in the 7th
Rook,
position.
I thought you were going to flash your Cowboy, bro. What happened?
He doesn't.
You think he dropped his Cowboy?
I don't think he listens to this podcast. That's what I would guess.
Gosh.
So
dang, that sucks.
Anyway.
Can you just ping him?
But there's probably like a hand. I would guess it might be 1 or 2 people who have cowboy hats who aren't showing.
Catford, you should drop off your Cowboys. All I'm saying. There's no reason why you should.
I like keeping my cowboy hat.
You should turn it off on Fridays. You should turn it off on Fridays.
Turn
it off on Fridays.
Okay, I can do that. I can take myself out of top.
Take yourself out of the Cowboys. Let's keep this for the stackers, man.
All right.
And then that way it will be Siggy, Kepford, Bird Eye, whereas Toshi, then my dark horse, Ben the Carmen. Then he'll go up a spot. See what I do for you, Ben? See what I do for you, Ben?
He's crying. I don't know if you can see that.
I want him at the top.
He's crying.
And then I'll start working on Siggy next, Ben. And then we get them all down. We have a bet on this. You know that, right?
Practice good ops.
We have a 50K sat bet on this.
Car is coming for you.
Do you remember that episode?
What?
You have a 50K sat bet on this.
That Ben is never going to be at the top?
Yeah.
Oh.
You took the other side of that bet.
Oh, yeah. He won't be at the top. He won't be at the top.
Famous last.
Now we're Ben is a busy, smart man. He can't do this.
I think he's the only one worthy of the top Cowboy. I've seen him in a Cowboy.
He's not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I could see him being worthy of it, but he's competing with people like Siggy.
Satscats. Where did this person come from?
At maintaining his cowboy hat.
Where did this person come from? Satscats. Wow. Some people it seems like people drop off after the 100.
Ben is never going to unseat me though.
We still need to turn it off though. Come on. Let's leave some things for the stackers, Keyan. Yeah. Jerry Garcia. He's going. David W. Whoa. What if he surprises us all?
Yeah. That's my dark horse car. We're going to have a dark horse fight.
Blockchain boog. All right, cool. That's the Cowboy
the best segment ever.
That's the Cowboy segment. We're just gonna run into the saloon, baby boy. Let's run into the saloon. Yeehaw, Keyan. What's going on in the saloon today, Keyan?
First, I was called a baby, and then
Carlos Fandango.
Car turned into
Good
a
job.
South Park
You could have joined the Mile High Push Up Club. The snail post. Did you see that post? Somebody posted about the snail. I think it was. Who posted?
I think Orthworm has been traveling right now for the holidays, and so they didn't get to post about the snail.
So he's posting every day until it hits 100K?
Yeah, almost a year now. He's been posting every day in the Daily Saloon.
Shh. How many sats is he?
Or in the Stacker Saloon, I think is what we call it.
Oh, he's not showing his sats. Wow.
Yeah.
Legend.
OPSEC.
Yeah, Tony Giorgio. I want to be able to mute territories. Boom. I was going to do a 5,000. I don't want to do a 5,000. That'd be too much. I get behind that, Tony. Clean it up, Keyan.
I'm working on it. I have to do this podcast. So
what did Wild has said? Morning Freaks. My 2024 will be focused on NixOS, PlebLab, Replit, GitHub, Bitcoin, Nostr, 3D printing. Hopefully I have an active GitHub, some cool 3D prints, and a fatter stack by the end of next year.
Hustle.
Thanks. Hustle.
Hustle also started a NixOS
Did he really?
Yeah. They've gotten really into NixOS. I know also Bitcoin Pleb Dev has recently gotten into NixOS. I think Nifty started a bit of a trend.
That's what she does. She starts trends.
Trendsetter.
Yeah. Natalia, now I'm curious, would Darthcoin be there? Nope. I mean SNL. Nope, he's not here.
Darthcoin has left us. I'm sorry to say. We should have a vigil.
Yeah. Should totally do. Kind of like what they did for Rockstar. You just like do like a remote funeral.
I don't know. I think we should do an in-person one.
Do in-person funeral?
For Rockstar. We'll get like a...
Oh, you mean Darthcoin?
Darthcoin. Yeah.
Stackers, figure it out. Let's see if we got any comments. We got 2 comments. We got Vake. It's my 2 best friends.
I'm sorry, Vake. We're your only best friends, but I feel like you rank pretty highly on my friends list.
Griffin says, financial jackass, Goldsmith, love SN. Oh, no, that was the comment. Love SN was the comment. Cool. We have, that's all of it.
Do we not have any boosts last week?
Oh, yeah, we do.
I don't want to forget them.
I think we got the boost.
What will happen is we'll do like a quarterly
check
review.
Fountain. Yeah, I always feel bad for getting them.
You can check out the new Fountain UI.
Yeah, check out the new Fountain. It's pretty good. This is the new Fountain. It looks really clean. We got it from Stacker News Live 99. Name one conspiracy theory you believe in on. Max Webster. Great episode! ! Wow. I didn't know Max listened to the show. Did you know that?
He does. He does. Yeah, he occasionally watches.
I said so many boneheaded things. Max, apologize in advance.
Are you saying that's not a good, like you on this podcast is a good representation?
I don't, totally not.
It's a nice cover.
It's totally not.
Yeah,
I didn't think anybody watches this. Like who would watch this? I don't even watch this. Anyways, thanks, Max. We appreciate the 10,000 sats. Wow, Keyan.
Dude, he is a VC. So.
You got Blockchain Boog. Merry Christmas. Zap. 5,000 sats. Wow, Blockchain Boog. But I have to say, Blockchain Boog, longtime stacker, longtime believer in this crazy show. So we'll say that.
That's true.
He's a legendary stacker.
Yeah, well, how do you think he's going to feel when you won't do this podcast with my unborn child?
I mean, maybe we can get him to fill in. I don't know. He's a NIM though, so it'd be kind of hard.
You can, do casting. That'd be cute. Like every week you do casting.
Wait, are you trying to say you're not wanting to do Stacker News now every week?
No, I'm just saying.
I thought you were priming me up for that.
I'm trying to, as David W. inspired me to prepare for unforeseen events in the future. And this is I'm doing it live.
Me and Teresa will just do Stacker News live every week.
There you go.
There you go.
Teresa would be a great fill-in.
We got Vake says, my favorite conspiracy theory is that Car and Keyan don't really exist. I don't know.
Do we?
I don't know if we
Sometimes I don't feel like I do, if I'm being honest, but it's really not something a lot of people want to hear.
What is life? What is the stars? Keyan, what are you doing this weekend?
Turn it to a space background. What am I doing? Tony really wants me to implement territory mute, so I got to do that. It's also New Year's. Are you ready?
Yeah, me and Topher are we're doing a Pleb Lab. We're doing a Pleb Lab party. Not a party. It's more like a get together.
I wasn't invited, but that's cool.
Of course you're invited. You come every year. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to do that. But tomorrow we got to go to Costco and get all the stuff for the party. And then we'll do that. And then Sunday we'll kick off New Year's.
Do you have a resolution?
I haven't thought about it. It's just been so busy with work and stuff.
Think about it.
You know what I'm actually thinking about? It's funny that you're talking about, because we always end up at the same bar every year. And your wife always orders like a weird drink. Do you remember that?
Oh, right.
So I'm curious to see what
weird drinks.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what weird drink she orders this year.
Last year, that was so.
Remember the weird drinks? they have there?
A funny story from last year. We went to the specific bar. We ordered a cocktail that was like $30, and there was like a man with, you know, very large pecs and too few buttons on his shirt who made the cocktail for us. But the cocktails, when they make them there, they dance quite a bit. And
while he's making the cocktail.
While he's making the cocktail.
Where was I at?
It's a performance. It's a piece. It's really like a performance art when they make these cocktails there. Or at least this specific guy. Anyway, we were watching this guy and I'm like, wow, this is like amazing to watch this cocktail get made. And then I look to the people to the right of us and I'm like, oh my God, I said this out loud. I'm like, how are they not watching this? This is incredible. And the cocktail gets done being made. I pay for it. And then my wife tells me, or my wife has me look at the people next to me again, and they're both blind. That's why they didn't see the cocktail getting, but they weren't looking at the cocktail.
Yeah,
they're both blind.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Gosh,
and I probably said it audibly because I thought I might help them be able to see it. But, but there's no cure.
I mean, how could
my
you
words
know?
cannot?
How could you know? This year you'll be ready for
cure sight.
This year you'll be ready for it, Keyan. Right? You'll be doing. So she'll get some weird cocktail. You'll be like, oh, this is an amazing show. And then you'll look to your right, be like, they're not looking because they're blind. And then you won't judge, right?
I mean, I wasn't judging, to be fair, but I was like, wow, no one should be missing this. This is incredible. He like burned an orange and then like threw things.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's like a flaming Dr. Pepper. All right. Sackers, go out there. Enjoy your New Year's. You know, touch some fireworks. Hang out with the kids. Stack some sats. And stay free.
Stay free. That's how you should end like all your podcasts. Stay free. It's so
live free or die hard.
It's so serious.
Live free or die hard.
It's like nearly grim. It shouldn't be, but
all right, Keyan.
Zap.